Hi everyone, it's Ravenhawk gameplay. Just bringing you a short video. Even though I'm in the storyline, I'm going to show you some aspects that will help you if you just go straight into Red Dead Online. And one of those first things that will be helpful for you to know is cooking big game meat with one of three herbs: wild mint, creeping thyme, or oregano. Wild mint added to big game meat will give you a golden health core, meaning your health will recharge faster if your outer core actual health is damaged. It will last for longer. I believe a standard yellow big game meat lasts, don't quote me on this because I'm not sure if it's the soup that lasts 24 hours of a Red Dead Online day. And if you cook the very special soup, it can last for 3 days in camp, but also lasts a lot longer in a Red Dead Online day. So keeping your core golden, assuming obviously you don't take damage, and obviously it then drains your core to recharge your outer core. But for example, I'm cooking a big, let me just show you. None of these will do this. They will improve it. You could cook it with wild mint and it will say it'll do this and moderately do that. But these ones are special. You've got plain big game. Big game meat you can get from a black bear, mainly alligators is your best bet. You know, one alligator usually will give you 3 big game. So you know you can kill 2 or 3 alligators and you'll be looking at easily 9 big game meat. And you always want to be carrying, you know, ideally 3 of each of these around, but leaning more towards perhaps the health core and the deadeye ones to help strengthen and restore your cores. And as you see, it says fully restores all cores and yields a gold health core for a day. So there you go. It is a day. Sorry, yeah, it is a day. So it's a Red Dead Online day, not a 24-hour actual day. But yeah. So it will also show you ingredients, how many wild mint herbs you've got, so how many you can cook of it. Actually, yeah, that is right. So I've got 1 oregano left and 1 wild mint left, because I'd already cooked a couple of the deadeye ones. I'm just going to cook 1 stamina one as well now. And you can cook this at a camp, and any campfire I believe that does have a grill. I'm not sure if that's just storyline specific needing the grill. I think at any campfire you can cook it in Red Dead Online. But you've got to have big game, and you've got to have one of the 3 herbs: wild mint health, oregano stamina, creeping thyme for your deadeye. You will find these most commonly in between sort of Emerald Ranch, Heartlands, where the sort of lakes are and the ducks hang around, just below Heartland oil fields and areas around that. and between Valentine. You'll also find quite a lot of creeping thyme and oregano, and again wild mint. They're usually quite close together, around Cumberland Forest, leading out of Valentine up into Cumberland Forest Hills, and West Elizabeth, furthest west, near to where Gus is. There's quite a lot of oregano, creeping thyme around there. But if you really want to sort of safe bet, you're going to find quite a lot of it around Heartlands. Anywhere sort of below Heartlands oil fields and the small lakes and the marshes there. You should be able to find everything you need, all three. I would strongly advise on trying to get the trinket from Gus. It needs, off the top of my head, a particular piece of jewellery. I think it's the topaz ring. I think it's the topaz ring. I need to check on it. And then something like 2 antlers or a perfect pelt. It's actually not that hard to get. And I believe the piece of jewellery can spawn at Boulder Glade, where the cannon and the sort of battle ground is, and there's a couple of ruined houses, and one has a fireplace in it, and sometimes you can get lucky and search that fireplace and find the piece of jewellery you need. If not, I would advise that you use the web page that a lot of people use. Again, I'll put that in the video notes, description, a link to that site. And a thank you to the person who put all that effort into that site, because they can move around some of these items, but that trinket will mean if you picked 1 wild mint herb, instead of just getting 1, you will get 2, and they're usually in clusters of 3. Creeping thyme, I think you can get clusters of 4, or oregano, maybe both. So instead of getting 4, you get 8. Wild mint, you're going to get 6 instead of 3, and it just makes it so much easier. You can go and get 3 alligators, 1 patch of wild mint, 1 patch of oregano, 1 patch of creeping thyme, and you're likely to have 8 herbs and 6 of the wild mint, because it's not very often you find 4 wild mint in a cluster, but I'm sure it can happen. But it saves a lot of more faffing around hunting for that particular herb, because although there are places you will find it, you don't want to have to be finding double wild mint clumps, double wild oregano clumps, whereas you could just get that trinket and find 1 patch and get 6 wild mint, like I say, 8 oregano and 8 creeping thyme, and then you're pretty golden, excuse the pun, and you can make your seasoned meat, big game meat, that will obviously give you your golden health cause, helping with regeneration dramatically, and the time involved. The only advice I'd give is, if you eat a lot, you will get overweight very quickly. So if you're using it, try just when you're sort of just playing the game and in free roam, doing missions. You don't want to be a fat git and losing stamina a lot faster and your deadeye draining a lot quicker because you're getting a negative overweight. thing, although there is some benefits and aspects, but that's another story to being overweight in PvP and certain PvE aspects. It's better to try not to be too much of a fat git. Sorry, I shouldn't have really said that. I should just say, you know, try not to be overweight too much. But if you are doing a call to arms, and this is where you will really need this type of meat, and it will really become helpful, you won't, doesn't matter how much you eat of that big game meat to make your health cores golden, it won't affect your weight when you come out of the call to arms and things like that, okay? So that's important to know. If you're looking to just refill your inner cores using food that won't make you overweight, you know, baked beans, brandy for stamina and deadeye, baked beans for health and stamina, or the smaller types of meat like plain gamey bird meat, stringy meat, things like that are much less likely to make you become overweight fast, but it'll only yield you white inner cores. But obviously it's important to not let those run down, because the lower they are, the lower your health your outer core recharges. Which then brings me to tonics, obviously. When you take damage in the game, you do not eat food first. You drink a tonic. You've got to get your core fortified and protected. When you've got a bit of time, maybe take the wild mint big game meat to help keep that health regenerating. If you take minor, you know, clips of damage here and there, it'll regen faster and stay golden. There's various levels of the tonics: level 1, level 2, potent being level 2. Level 1 purchased from the catalogue. You know, personally, it's 30, actually it's a bit more than that, but I usually just buy 30 of each. You know, once you've got the money, you know, it's $100 and something, but buy 30 of each of level 1s. But when it comes to the level 2s, you should be making them as you level up. By level 50 or so, you maybe even less, I can't remember exactly, but you'll have all the pamphlets to be able to make the level 2 potent health. Let's have a look. Potent bitters for stamina, potent health core, and special snake oil. You'll need Indian tobacco herb for potent snake oil, ginseng and yarrow. Yarrow's quite common. Ginseng is much rarer. You will only find it in clumps of 1. They won't be in clumps of 3 herbs. So if you want to, you can go to Madame Nazar and just buy 30 ginseng for $1 each. It will save you a lot of pain and time when it comes to making your tonics. And as you get further into the game, and when you can afford it, you can buy the level 3 special health cure. Now this really I'd only recommend using in PvP. It does add a significant fortification of your health and makes it a lot harder for people to one-shot kill you. You can potentially survive dynamite going off next to you. Yeah, and if you combine it with a golden inner core, the level 3 outer core, and the slow and steady ability card, so when you're in deadeye you take a lot less damage, you can then take potentially up to 12. Well, we tested it depending on whether someone's using winning streak where they get an increased damage per shot, but then you can also have the ability card fool me once, where every time someone shoots you they do less damage. It's somewhere between 12 and 14 headshots you can, or head upper chest shots you could take well in slow and steady, fool me once, basically a full tank build, maybe even iron lung. You might even want to add it with I don't know, something like come back stronger. Yeah, there's a couple of others you can combine it with to really fully tank yourself out. But I'm just giving you a very quick rundown on some basics that you won't know when you first join the game, how easy it is to save yourself money. Don't forget about Madame Nazar. You can buy nearly all of the rare sort of, well, they're not rare, but they're you need quite a lot to make. I mean, look, potent health cure. It's 1 per tonic, but for a special health cure, you know, it's 2 per tonic. But if you want to make a potent miracle tonic that's going to refill all your outer cores, you're looking at 4 Indian tobacco, 4 ginseng, 4 sage. And that's the same with the special miracle tonic as well, but that will use 6, 6 and 6. So getting 30 ginseng, 30 sage and yarrow, and milkweed, which tends to be the main common ones for the health ones. Indian tobacco, bit easier to find, but still, because Indian tobacco is the only herb snake oil uses for deadeye level 2, you know, you don't need to buy 30. I mean, you can if you want, and just stock up on level 2s, make 30 of them, fair do. And the potent bitters one, you're looking at burdock root and sage. Burdock root fairly common, sage a little less common. Don't eat sage, by the way, it makes you vomit. Although I have heard you can do the vomit projectile puke cliff drop. And for some reason, if you are puking your guts up while falling off a cliff, you don't take falling damage. I have yet to prove that to myself, but I have seen it done by another YouTuber. So this is obviously, you know, crafting tonics. You know, it's not difficult. It's the same method. You know, you cook that health cure up, and although it's a bit laborious, you stow it away. Again, there is a recipe pamphlet you can buy from the fence, I believe. I think it's a recipe pamphlet and not a trinket. That means you can make 3 pieces of meat at once, which again is targeted, I believe, more towards making big game meat. So you can make all at once 3 wild, you know, minty big game meat, 3 oregano big game meat all in once, rather than one after the other, because it does become a bit slightly annoyingly time consuming. I mean, it's not a ridiculous amount of pain, but you know, when it comes down to, you know, being at the higher level, you'll be making a lot of those types of food and tonics, and any way you can make it more efficient and quicker to make the food and get the herbs, like I said with the trinket, double wild mint, double oregano, etc., the better really. So I just wanted to show you that. Actually, was there anything else I wanted to show you while we're at the crafting camp? So this would be the same in game in Red Dead Online. I'm just showing you in the storyline, but easy-ish. You can show craftable, by the way, and then you've got show all, so you've got everything that you've got a recipe pamphlet for. So keep an eye on as you level up, you know, throughout the levels up to level 100, you'll be constantly unlocking recipe pamphlets for things like split ammo. You have to buy the explosive ones, they're expensive, but you know, once you start to really make money in your businesses, they can be useful, especially if you're getting grief by some players. It might be time to get the explosive ammo and give them a taste of their own medicine. But show craftable shows you the ones you can make right there and then. As you can see, they take animal fat. Animal fat you can get from black bear, only the black bears I believe. But your easiest bet, again, go into the heartlands, anywhere near rivers like Dakota River, and shoot ducks, geese, any kind of mallard duck, Peking ducks, any kind of things like that. A lot of them will drop animal fat, and that's how you'll be able to accumulate animal fat to make explosive ammo. Split ammo just uses regular ammo, but gives you a much higher accuracy, meaning it's more effective when you use your deadeye, whether it be painted black or what. It means you're less likely for your aim to kind of shake or wobble as you're trying to lock onto your target or pull off that, you know, nice headshot. And easiest way I've found to do this is make sure his settings are set so you don't have to keep tapping. You can just hold the button down. So if I want to make rifle cartridges split point, I craft them, I just hold the button down and it's pretty quick. And you can carry 50 rifle cartridges split point, 100 if it's a repeater, I think it's 50 for revolver. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can, again, with the right recipe pamphlet, make yeah, you can from the fence. You can get expanded ammo pouches, so I think you can carry 100 and 200s of bullets rather than 50 and 100s, and your total amount can be 400, something like that. Sorry if I'm not being specific, but I'm just trying to give you a gist of some of the things you should look out for. There you go. Oh, oleander sage, actually. It might not be sage, it makes you puke. Oleander sage definitely makes you puke up and won't make you feel good, because it's used for adding on to poison arrows, poison throwing knives, I think are the two things. So if I want to craft some poison throwing knives, I'm going to need throwing knives for starters, and then I'm going to need to craft them. Predator bait, herbivore bait, potent herbivore bait, cover scent lotion I don't believe you have in Red Dead Online if I remember rightly, but potent I haven't proven it, but I believe it makes it a much stronger chance of you making a large predator like a grizzly bear come out to play, and even legendary animals surface if you're in the right area and in some cases the right weather climate. But to be honest, you don't use them very often. There's plenty of animals to shoot, and regards to legendary, as you work your way round the environment, you will come across legendary animals. Finally, tonics, same again as the ones that you use to fortify your own health outer core. Same with your horse. Your horse needs a fortified outer stamina core to run at its fastest for its longest. It's good to give it a dose of the health one as well, because it will make the horse's outer core become full quicker the more often you sort of give it that tonic. And you know, with regards to the stamina, obviously you're increasing your horse's stamina by running a lot, but make sure again its inner core is healthy. Doesn't work, you don't eat meats with the horse where it gets yellow inner cores. You can if you spend money at the stables to get a full horse care package, but it's not really worth it. You don't need it. When you get a good saddle and stirrups, your stamina drain, recharge, etc. will almost be non-existent. Combined with a stimulant, it'll recharge just as fast as you're using it. Really, you just use a stimulant when you really want to go fast and for a longer period of time without wearing your horse out. Okay, so what's horse ointment? Bloody hell's that? I don't think you don't have that in Red Dead Online. Don't even know what's that. Oh, it actually gives you. Oh, right, fair enough. It gives you a yellow inner core for your horse. Where, yeah, you get a horse cab. You don't really need that in Red Dead Online. The important thing is there, but there again, I've got a level 3 special horse stimulant. You don't need that. That's a waste of money. If I spent money on that, that was a waste of money. You only really need level 2 or level 1 horse stamina and horse health core stimulants. Obviously uses a lot less herbs to make them as well. So, as you can see, Sage and Common Bulrush were a level 2 horse stimulant, and we're level 2. For some reason it's not showing me. I don't have that, which is a bit bizarre, but you get the general theme of that. So I don't know, I hope that helped. I would have thought it would. I would like to have known that within the first 20-30 levels of when I first started Red Dead Online over a couple of months ago now. It took someone to tell me that. That's how you find sometimes you'll bump into players in PvP and you'll shoot them and you'll shoot them and you'll shoot them and you'll think, oh my god, why is he taking no damage? Well, usually it's a level 3 health tonic, or they've at least got a level 2 health tonic. They fortified their inner core and they're using the correct ability cards to tank damage or tank excuse me, tank and dish out the damage. Will usually be the combination depending on who you're up against. And then it's a question of whether they're using slow and steady, because if they are with a level 3 health tonic, then you need to fire a lot of shots into them or use explosive ammo to take them down. And they should even be able to survive in even explosive ammo shot to the head, or dynamite near them, with things like that running. So it can surprise players when they don't kill you with one shot, giving you that opportunity to get up, maybe, get them tied up, take them to the ground, hog tie them, execute them with a nice blow their head completely off, or enough time for you to get up and dish the damage out to them while they're still wondering why you didn't die from that headshot as they, I was going to say trotted past you on their horse, but legged it past you on their horse, or galloped, that's the word I was looking for, galloped past you on their horse, headshotted you, wondered why you didn't die, and by the time they've turned around, you've turned off your slow and steady, locked onto them, reactivated your slow and steady, and then they're probably dead. Anyway, that was my hints and tip for the day. If I get any more, because I'm going to do this stranger mission, I'll be back soon.